Hello, freak bitches. I've talked. That story is crazy. I was telling a friend of mine about it. The story of you. You were in Alberta and you shot an elk, and these wolves circled the elk.
Yeah.
How many wolves were there?
Well, at first there was just the one. The one came in, and the one came in on us, and that's one I do want to say off the beginning. One thing that I always do as a hunter is I always buy a predator tag if it's available. If I know that I can get that I can buy a tag for coyotes or wolves, I always have one in my pocket because you do see, they're out there, and they're out there way more now. And this is an exact reason why you got to do it, because literally we had an elk down, and next thing you know, we're out there kind of, getting it ready to to cut it up and stuff and get it out of there. And all of a sudden this big wolf comes, it comes in, and I had spotted it and we weren't really being noisy. So I ended up shooting that wolf, and it kind of went off, and with a bow, there's no noise. So what we didn't realize was there was a pack there, and that was actually, it was an alpha female, is because of the size of it. I mean, you saw the size of it.
Yeah.
It's as big as me. And it actually went off, and then we kind of thought, well, that was freaking freaky. Well, then about 20 minutes later, all of a sudden we see another one, and we see another one, and we're kind of like, holy crap. So we start moving into this draw, and one of them was like making like a noise, almost like it was injured or something. It was like whimpering. So we're like, what is the deal? So we were on high ground with the elk, and then we started moving down into this ravine because we saw the wolves down in there. And next thing you know, we get down in there, and I start looking around, and there's like hair on the trees. There's like, it looked like that movie Into the Gray.
The Gray.
The Gray. That's exactly what it looked like.
The Liam Neeson movie.
There was
right?
like freaking hairy turds everywhere. It was just, there was like beds. There was hair rubbed on the trees. And I start looking around. There's like holes dug in. And I'm like, I literally look at my two buddies that were there with me, and I said, we're right in their freaking den. Like, and I think that elk was not too far. Our elk wasn't too far
So
from
when
the den.
you shot an elk that they probably thought of as theirs.
Oh, they definitely thought of it was theirs. Yeah, they
Wow.
definitely thought that was theirs. So then once we're down there, all of a sudden we hear this howl. We're like down there, we hear this howl, and it was definitely an alpha, because in alphas, the howl, it literally turns your blood instantly cold. If you're right in on a true wolf howl, it's like so freaking low and deep, and it's just like chills your blood.
Well, you realize it's not a game.
Well, yeah, then I realized, I'm like, we're in their freaking den. And, I'm kind of looking down. I'm like, okay, well, I shot an elk. Then I shot that. I've got 2 arrows left. So, and, both my guides kind of had, once we said, oh, there's wolves, they like grabbed a gun. We kind of went down in there to see what was up. Well, now this happens. And next thing, after that alpha sounded off, it was like, and 12, I think it was 12 sounded off all the way around us. We're literally down. Anyone who's been in Alberta, that the farmland is level, and then it falls into the river system. So we're literally, they have the high ground, there's a dozen wolves, and we're in the middle, and we're like, what the crap? So I'm like, get your back to a tree. So we kind of all spin around, and we're sitting there. And next thing you know, here comes 2 dogs on a full-blown, I'm talking like full-blown like this, like freaking
Running.
coming. And it turned into chaos. There was like bullets flying. There's freaking arrows skipping off junk. And we ended up shooting both of those wolves dead. And there's a few gunfires going off. Well, I'm down to like 1 arrow left. And I told the guy, I said, how many bullets you got? And he goes, well, I just grabbed the gun, couple bullets. Like, I didn't know this was all going down. So we're kind of like, we need to get out of here. So we started backing up, and next thing you know, the alpha sounded off again, and they all reported. This time there's only 2 or 2 less. So next thing I know, I'm like, we're trying to back out.
So when you say that, wait a minute, hold on a second. You say they reported, they know that 2 were dead.
Yes.
So all of them are howling.
I'm certain that the first howl was the alpha male pretty much saying, is everyone in position? Because then they're all like, yes, yes, all the way around. Then all of a sudden the 2 come. All hell breaks loose. Then we're like, the alpha sounds again, but he's in a different location. He was actually to my left, like right here, and really close. And I mean, it's thick in there. You've been there. Mm-hmm. You know how thick it gets. So then they sound off. Well, now this time there's 2 less. So I'm kind of looking because I know this wolf that sounded and I know it's the alpha. So I like grab my bow and I start kind of creeping over there. And as soon as I get to where I can see, he's like freaking standing right there. And
how far away?
30 yards.
Which
actually,
a wolf can cover.
Jamie, pull up that picture from Joe's Instagram. Like, it was about a week ago. You found those pictures of those wolves?
Yeah, I forget who the photographer was, but he's got some amazing photographs of wolves.
Or yeah, it was like not the most recent one that was on that dead moose, but it was like
that was from National Geographic. That was actually a bison. That was from yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yesterday or the day before. Look at that.
Okay, so that right there, that is exactly the face that I saw. But he was head on. He wasn't broadside. But that face where he was literally looking at me like that. And I mean, you're in a fight or flight. Like, I'm totally in a fight or flight. I had 1 arrow left on my string. I freaking grabbed my bow. I kind of looked at him. I knew at that moment it was like he was coming. Yeah, it's like freaking deja vu. That's deja vu right there.
The Twitter,
dude.
the Instagram page, Jamie, go back up a little bit, is CJM_photography. And if you go to that guy's Instagram page, he's got amazing photographs. And he's out there with them. There was another one that I had, and it's just right before that, Jamie. Before that wolf picture, there was another wolf picture. That one. Look at that one, man. He's got snow all over his face, and his teeth are bared.
That's a cool picture. Like, to me, that's pretty cool. Wolves are amazing.
They're amazing.
And the one thing people underestimate about hunters is our respect for animals.
If you love them, why did you kill it?
I totally respect them. I love them, but I can tell you that other picture right there, when you have that looking at you in the face, I mean, I knew it was like freaking do or die. And I literally looked at that thing and I said out loud, I said, I'm going to shoot you in the effing face.
Because I like how you don't swear.
Yeah, sorry.
It's cute.
And my boy might listen.
I understand.
And I remember I drew back. I literally drew back and I anchored and I came into my peep. And
which means, for people who don't know, there's like a little circle that you look at through the string where you line it up with the sight.
So I was literally
lining up the shot.
Lining up the shot, and as soon as I kind of brought my shot down to where that wolf was, there was nothing there.
He bolted.
No, I think he just like ninja'd.
Well, if they're that wise and that big and that old, they've got to know what a hunter is.
They're smart.
They had to have known that you killed the elk, and they had to have known that you killed those other 2 wolves that chased you, that went after you guys and tried to get the elk.
I think he came in to think, okay, you called a fight, we responded. Now he's like sizing up, okay, I've lost. Here's what I've lost. I want to know what I'm going against. He kind of came in and he freaking looked at us all, and then that was it.
Good thing they can't count. They knew you only had
2
arrows left. Yeah. 2 arrows and 2 bullets.
Yeah,
how many bullets did that guy pick up? He only picked up 3.
It was bone chilling.
I'm sure.
I mean, you and I both have friends that are grizzlies, cats. I mean, cats are notorious for stalking hunters too, because I mean they are the ultimate hunter. But grizzlies and wolves, I mean, you have to be on guard. There's places now where, grizzlies are strongly becoming such a problem when it comes to, they have to be controlled. They're just starting to get to be too many, especially for the food source.